common.
Jaguar Wright is known to be a conspiracy theorist.
I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil.
Everyone wanted to go to Diddy's white parties when they were happening. If I got an invite, I would go, but there's a party within a party.
Jay Z and Beyoncé are not here, unfortunately, to respond to.
Diddy and Jay Z are monsters.
She's saying a lot of things that could be considered libelous.
I think if Diddy cooperates and gives up some big names of actual crimes that they committed, that'd be a way of actually lessening the amount of time that he does, or possibly even walking away.
I absolutely do not see him being victorious in a criminal trial.
This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching for decades.
Fire! We are in the building. Cloud Babies, Elevation Nation. Once again, we are here. I got my homie with me, James. You know, we are here in the building. Now, Jaguar Wright went to Piers Morgan, and she lost it, Cloud Babies. Exactly what we expected from Jaguar, but she was well put together. She wasn't crazy. Her teeth was clean. She wasn't doing too much. Now, some people might say she's clinically insane, maybe out her mind. She was arrested in Las Vegas. She ran up in the mayor's office in Texas. TSA took away her rights to fly because apparently she broke something in the airplane. I don't know. All right. She fought her husband in the barbershop. We all know who she is. And also, she smoked her son's ashes on live. So, is she crazy? Maybe. Is she been telling the truth? Yeah, I mean, I can't say no because...
Is she coming at Jay Z also?
Oh, she's been going at everybody, boy. From Jay Z to Beyonce to Usher, you name it.
Now, how is Jay Z attached to this? How is Jay Z attached to this?
Ah, well, she will tell you how Jay Z is attached to it. So we cannot make this up. The internet is full of surprises, and I am here for it, Cloud Babies, and I know you are too. And like I said, man, she's been doing this for years. She's been predicting this for years. So she's a great singer. You know what I mean? She's part of the industry. Now, is she a disgruntled employee? I don't know. That's how she seems like. But, son, she predicts so many craziness. At this point, I'm starting to believe, bro. I'm starting to believe.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, man, I hate the fact that like it seems like she's trying to like drag other people along, and they're gonna try to get Diddy to say, listen, this person's involved, that person involved, and Jay Z's going down at some, because like like Jay Z stay out of the media. You never hear anything about Jay Z and Beyoncé, so she's probably gonna drag them into it.
So if I'm Jay Z or anybody that she, throw a wrench at, would you sue for defamation?
Unless the allegations are not right, but you can't sue for defamation if everybody's saying you guilty and there's like videos, there's physical evidence, there's like tons of evidence against you. You could only sue for defamation when the information being said about you is incorrect, is being manipulative, and also because like a lot of time people are looking for clout. A lot of time people are looking for fame. Like Diddy would have to prove that none of these things exist. So it's kind of hard to do that while everybody.
Diddy cannot sue because at this point it's over for Diddy. But I'm saying Jay Z,
Jay might.
That's what I'm saying. But Jay's not saying anything. She's been talking crazy for the past year.
But I'm telling you, this is what Jay Z does, though. Jay Z, he allowed people to come at him, and he never said. Yo, look at Jay Z's history with his rap beefs. Like people will come at him and he will not respond to anybody. Like he's afraid of like dragging his name into this. So he's not gonna say anything. At a
certain time, bro, you have to step up, saying like, yo, this chick is crazy. Get my name out your mouth. I'm sending you a lawsuit, at least a cease and desist. There's no cease and desist. Jaguar is talking all sorts of reckless. Let's watch the video, my G. It's insane what she was saying, bro. I can't believe it.
More powerful and famous figures. Diddy is accused of creating a criminal enterprise which engaged in sex trafficking, racketeering, kidnapping, bribery, and forced labour. His lawyers say he'll fight the charges, but after the testimony you're about to hear, you'll be staggered he avoided the attention of law enforcement for so long. I'll speak to a lawyer, a whistleblower, and an insider for an uncensored insight into the showbiz scandal of a generation. And Jaguar, I'm going to start with you. You've been called a whistleblower. You knew Sean Diddy Combs for a long time. You attended a number of his infamous parties. And in 2022, you made headlines after comments where you called him a sex trafficker. And in response, you were called crazy and jealous. Do you feel vindicated by the events of the last few weeks?
No, not at all. Because he's just the beginning. Until him and his cohorts are all held to account publicly and legally, the victims, they're not safe.
How bad was it?
That's what I care about. I care about the victims.
No, I understand. How bad was it, do you think, what was going on?
I'm going to tell you right now that me, as a woman who has been in the industry for over 30 years, I've been performing live since I was 13. My first handler was McKinley Horton. I come to find out 25 years later that a scar that was on his face with a very elaborate story he gave me was put there by a woman who he assaulted. To live through these things and hear your elders in the business, people like Patti LaBelle say, just avoid him, honey. And being taught to be just avoid him, honey. It's not good enough. Not when you live through these things, you're still suffering the PTSD created by all of this, and you're talking to a victim that's 20 years younger than you, and she's telling you the exact same thing that happened to you. So you want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
There's been obviously a lot of
cruelty-free artistry.
Right, there's been a lot of rumor mill about what has happened in the rap world. A lot of allegations that the misogyny in the lyrics clearly was based on a general misogyny towards women away from the music. And that clearly seems to have been borne out by these charges against Diddy, which if he's found guilty of all this, he's never coming out of prison. How dangerous do you think...
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met. A lot of people have been questioning, well, she doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucian Grange. He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to rape it for all of its precious jewels. We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous. And everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job. He's the Judas.
He's the Judas.
Do you think that if he's cornered in the way that he's been now, that he may start revealing things about other people?
He has no choice. His ego and his drug addiction won't allow him.
Go for it.
Oh my God, they're gonna put so much pressure on Diddy. I know exactly, they're gonna put so much pressure on Diddy that he's gonna have to start naming names.
He have no choice, bro. He's already facing life, regardless, because it's Rico. He's doing life regardless. So even if you take a plea deal, he's still going to do 20 years, bro. He's 54. So therefore, he's going to be coming out like by the time he's
70s. Yeah.
70, 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now if he does speak and talk about like, oh yeah, Jay Z is part of the craziness or this and that, it doesn't matter. Like he's doing decades.
Well, they're gonna lessen his time if he gives up a couple of names. I think like if he
5
give
years,
at least
he's 54, homie. He can't afford to even do 10 years.
Yo, but to drag Jay Z into this stuff?
Hey, if she's telling the truth, everybody gotta go, son.
I don't know, man. Like, where was these people like 10 years ago? Like,
yo, Jaguar she's been out here for the past 4.5 years talking reckless, and nobody had sent her a cease and desist. That's why I'm saying maybe there's some legitimacy behind what she's saying, bro. We all thought she was crazy. Don't get me wrong. She smoked her son's ashes on live, bro. You know what I mean? She fought her husband in a barbershop, bro. The footage is wild.
I didn't see all that stuff, so I don't know. But oh my God, yo, do you know how long Jay Z trying to stay out of the limelight? Like he just makes his music, he produce, and he doesn't like. You will never see him in drama. You know what I mean? So
that's what I'm saying. See, James, if you're not coming out and debunk those allegations, he's working with the NFL right now. And the NFL is super friendly when it comes to like endorsement and everything like that. So therefore, right, if he doesn't come out, more people is going to make allegations and a lot of people is going to believe it. And the NFL is going to have to cut him off, bro.
But I've heard that sometimes it's better not to say anything than to say
not
something.
In that situation, bro. Because I disagree with that.
Probably not this, but I'm just saying it's like when people throwing shots at you, like sometimes it's just better to stay out of it and let your lawyers like handle everything. Like avoid making statements, avoid making comments, because also that's how you are found guilty when you start making videos and talking and running your mouth, because you may say the wrong thing and they're gonna use it against you in court. So Jay Z is, I think the fact that he's been remaining silent is a good thing. My personal opinion.
That's good. I agree with that. I agree to disagree because the thing is that, like I said, you with the NFL,
but
you
again,
have a lot of businesses.
But then again, like the point I'm trying to make is that not everything needs to be addressed. Not everything needs to be addressed. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to address every allegations that come at you. Everything that you hear on the internet. Oh, he did this, he did that, he did that. You don't have to address every single little thing. You could come out, your lawyer could come out and make a comment, make a statement. That's about it.
He's not even sending no lawyers after her though.
But
I'm sending a cease and desist. You destroy my brand.
First of all, when corporations are getting sued, when billion-dollar corporations are getting sued, what do? The CEO comes out, make a statement, and then that's it. You don't hear them making videos.
But Jay-Z's not making a statement. Beyonce is not making a statement. Tata is not making a statement. Nobody in Jay-Z's camp, Rockefeller, is making a statement saying, look, Jaguar is
probably
crazy.
A way to that's probably a way to protect himself. Yo, did Dame Dad say anything about this?
Yes, he has. I have the video. And then he's saying the same thing I'm pretty much saying in regards to Jaguar. Like, how come Jay-Z don't come out? Excuse me. Don't come out and be like, yo, she's crazy. She's deranged. You know what I mean? I'm not with that Diddy stuff, although I know Diddy. Now, going on, since Diddy got arrested, everybody that's affiliated with Diddy, that's going to be the number one question. Have you ever been to a Diddy party? That's going to be the number one question. And
And you know
everybody's gonna
everybody
be
been
like,
to a
yeah, I
Diddy party.
did, but
And you know
before you know, it
everybody
went
been
12.
to a Diddy party.
Everybody
Everybody
went to
been
a
to a
Diddy
Diddy
party,
party.
homie. I
Yeah.
almost went to a Diddy party when I was in
Yeah.
Miami, homie. Almost.
Yes.
I could have been
Yes.
part of this, bro.
It's almost impossible
Yeah,
not to
yeah,
be at
yeah,
a
yeah.
Diddy party.
So even LeBron James went to a Diddy party, and he said it. He was like, "There's no party like a Diddy party."
Like a Diddy party. Yep. You know what's so crazy though? It's the fact that like a lot of stuff is coming out on the media. Like people are being interviewed. They're like, "Yo, have you ever been to a Diddy's party?" And people are like, they just walk away.
They just
You know what I mean?
moonwalking. They just
yeah,
moonwalking, bro.
yeah. Nobody's saying yes. You know what I mean? But you could see it that a lot of people have been, but they don't want to say it.
Yeah, a lot of people been in the Epstein Island too, but they're not gonna admit it. Like your boy Trump, he's been there, but he reneged that question, bro. You know?
To do anything different. Anybody who thinks he's not going to talk is crazy. The simple fact that he's not saying more now only means that the people who have been protecting him all along, who put him in position to be such a horror to the Black community, still find value in him. He's got everybody on tape. They all know it. It's a mess.
For those who were never at these freak-off parties,
Freak
what were they
offs.
like?
See, this is the thing. Everything that I'm about to say to you is not my firsthand knowledge. It is my firsthand witness account experience. I was a sex worker. I was a dominatrix before I got my record deal. That's how I know how the dark world and the sex world and the entertainment world run hand in hand. That's why the movie Blink Twice is so important. Salute to Zoe Kravitz. The sex workers that I have worked with throughout the years and continue to work with even to this day have worn hidden cameras. I have my own tapes. I've seen what they do. The ritualistic behaviors, the drugging, putting girls in the suitcases, dumping them in alleyways. It's horrifying. And it's all done under the protection of this is going to be paid off. There's another NDA. This is going to be, it's terrible.
It seems to have been something that a lot of people knew about, but people were simply too scared to talk about.
Everyone knows. And every person that's sitting there trying to act surprised knows very well. The whole point of this, like Cat Williams said when he sat with Shay Shay earlier this year, the whole point of this is for them in a coordinated effort to pretend like none of it is real for the public's perception. But everyone knows what's going on, and it's been going on for years. It's been going on before Diddy. See, people keep looking at him like he's the Sputnik that came out of nowhere. This is someone who was designed to be what he is. We got to stop making Diddies. And if we're going to do that, then we got to go back. We got to go back to even further, the mentors of these people. Because Diddy was taught how to do what he does systematically, and Clyde Davis has been his greatest teacher.
Look, Clive Davis is not here to respond to that, nor is Jay Z. But a lot of people, famous people in the music industry, have been notable, like I say, by their silence so far. It's also been notable that since the MeToo campaign began in 2017, the music industry has largely avoided the same scrutiny that other industries have had. Why do you think that is?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Since Me Too began in 2017, the music industry has largely avoided the same kind of scrutiny that other industries have had. Why do you think that is?
Well, because the Me Too movement was a ruse. It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which it fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back.
Cloud Babies, if you're now tuning in, we're going to break this down to you. Jaguar Wright went on Piers Morgan, and she went crazy, okay? Same allegations she's been talking about for the past 4 years. It's on. Now, some people might say she's clinically insane or out her mind. She was arrested in Las Vegas. She ran up in the mayor's office in Texas. TSA took away her rights to fly. She fought her husband in the barbershop. And also she smoked her son's ashes live. So now some people are saying she's crazy. Now, at the same time, everything she spoke about, I came true. I'm starting to believe, okay? Maybe she is crazy, but hey.
Did she say like they were dumping people's bodies in like alleyways? What did she say?
Yeah, she used to be a sex worker. That's what she said. So she said she had first-hand account to all the stuff that's happened. So do you believe her? Is she crazy? Is she telling the truth?
Well,
I don't know, Cloud Baby.
She is saying that she had videos also because she was wearing like body cameras and stuff like that. So you can't fake that.
You can't fake that. That's what I'm saying. Like Jay Z need to come out. Everybody that she spoke about needs to come out and debunk this. All right, that's where I'm at with it.
Yo, Tony, to be honest with you, I really want Jay Z to say nothing. For once, I would love to like have somebody in the background like Jay Z to say nothing. His lawyer should just come out, make a statement, and that is it. The problem is, like, again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. When multiple people are accusing you of something and you start trying to like justify everything, responding to everybody's comments, responding to everybody's video, it just seems like you're dragging yourself into more dirt. I believe that his lawyers should just come out and make a comment, and that's it. I don't think Jay Z should entertain any of these comments, any of these allegations to protect his name.
At least send his lawyers.
Guilty or
if you're not sending your lawyer, son, and send a cease and desist, I mean, it's looking crazy, homie.
Guilty or not, but what I'm saying is like, it's always best not to say anything. I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like it's best not to say anything. Allow your lawyer to go out, make a comment, and make a statement, and then stay out of this nonsense. Whether you're guilty or not, I mean, that's how you're supposed to approach
That's how
anything.
you're supposed to do it. Yeah.
Even when you get arrested, dude, whether you're guilty or not, what do the cops do? They read you your rights, right?
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
You have the right to remain silent. They telling you to do that.
Yeah.
So why would he come out and keep making comments? Dude,
he doesn't have to. I'm not saying he has to come out and say something, but Tony, at least have a representative that's gonna come out and be like, look, you know what I mean?
Dude,
I don't know
I'm following the law.
She's crazy.
I'm following the law. Honestly, my lawyer would just come out, make a statement. That's it. Keep your name out of media. Keep your name out of, like, don't respond to comments. Don't respond to videos, and all that shit is grabbing attention. So I think, like, yeah, it's best if you just stay silent and not say anything.
Okay. All right.
Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane.
See, that's another thing. We all know, I'm glad she brought that up. We all know Jay Z used to mess with Aaliyah right after R. Kelly, right? We all know Jay Z used to mess with Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown was underage, right?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Now, there's also allegation of Jay Z with Rihanna underage. I'm not saying they did anything crazy, but you know what I mean? That's what's in the streets. Now, he never addressed this allegation, right? Which is fine. I agree with you. You shouldn't have. If it sounds crazy, you don't attack it, right? But still have a lawyer, a representative that's going to speak like, look, you know, there's a lot of crazy stories out there. We should debunk that right now so people don't get it in their head that my client is crazy. That was the problem with That was the problem with Diddy. Now, Diddy, we all know Diddy was crazy and doing all this craziness, right? We all heard the stories. He never said anything. Now, when that lawsuit came out with that Cassie situation, we saw the video. Then we start putting a face to the picture like, yo, maybe he is a monster. You know what I mean? He should have paid that lawsuit before even come out, because I'm sure Cassie wouldn't be like, look, I'm writing a book. This is what's happening. Da, 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 da. He should have agreed to pay her in the beginning. None of that would have happened, right? Now, with the Jay Z situation now, like you said, I'll have my lawyer take care of that. Like, yo, send her a cease and desist. Like, yo, you cannot put dirt on my name like that because I'm messing with the NFL. The NFL brand is a whole different brand. Now, some people might think she's crazy. Some people also might think Jaguar Wright is a savant. She might be super smart, really up there in a whole different frequency that we don't know about. You know what I mean? Can you see her in Joe Rogan next? So she's in the New York Post, page 6 right now. If you go to New York Post, page 6 right now, you're going to see her. She's lit.
I don't know.
To see what's right there.
Do
If
you
the
think
MeToo movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet in this time of the diddler's downfall.
Jaguar,
Guess they're on vacation.
if this goes to court, Jaguar, do you think the world is going to be shocked by what comes out?
Oh, absolutely. I just don't know why they are. It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
How many victims?
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland? Social media.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping
Porter?
people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Piers.
Listen, like I said, Jay Z and Beyoncé are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know. I'm just being honest with you.
No, you're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter,
Yes.
a new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early death. What do you think of that?
I think people should really look into that more. I am friends with Albie Shore. I love him. I love his children. I knew Kim. We used to all hang out together at the Kit Kat Club back in the mid-90s when Diddy was first starting his reign. I watched that whole thing happen. And everything that Albert has been through, every attempt on his life that has been ignored by the authorities, it all leads back to Diddy, and everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting AirTag on children during visits, these are normal practices that these people do.
Jaguar, I've got to leave it there. I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. And thank you for caring.
I do care. Thank you very much. Well, I'm joined now by the host of Vlad TV, DJ Vlad. DJ Vlad, I mean, it's pretty horrifying listening to these testimonies. What did you make of what you just heard?
Well, Jaguar Wright is known to be a conspiracy theorist. I don't really co-sign anything that she says. I've never had her on my show, and I don't have any plans to have her on my show.
Bomb.
You don't believe her?
Yo, Vlad just came and threw a wrench on her whole theory, son. This is what you was talking about, James. Some people might say she's crazy. Some people might say she's a savant. You never know.
But she is saying she had videos and she had physical evidence. It's kind of hard to, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. If in the lawsuit, I want to see discovery. If she really has those things that she says she has, we're going to find out in
because you can't
discovery.
make that up. You really can't make that up.
But if she's never challenged, she could say anything. I could say, oh, I have evidence of Diddy. I have evidence of Will Smith. And I could talk crazy, homie. But if nobody challenged me, a lot of people will believe, bro.
I don't even like DJ Vlad. I think we should cancel that dude out of the culture. I don't even like that guy. Yeah, but he's kind of right. Is she crazy? You know, he sparks a lot of trauma in that culture, right? Yeah, he does, but at the same time, that, right? He throws gasoline at fire. Son, but he got a lot of rappers locked up. So DJ Vlad is not a credible source. No, I disagree with that. Rappers get themselves locked up. DJ Vlad don't tell you to say certain things. You could ask a question, but if you go to DJ Vlad's platform and decided to spill the beans about yourself, to try to son, come on now, dude. I got a lot of dirt on DJ Vlad. Trust me. Yes, I understand. Me too, but I understand where you're coming from. But at the same time, I know. Hold on 1 second. I know you don't want me to say the N-word. You don't like the N-word, but niggas is gonna be niggas, homie. You know what I mean? Stop. Some people just go there and they just want to flaunt for no reason and brag. No, put themselves in jeopardy. I do believe DJ Vlad, some shape or form, he is connected with the feds. With the feds, we all connected with the feds. Bree. Do you? Social media. How many people got killed, got arrested after a DJ Vlad interview? At least 4 I could count. At least 4 I mean, like count. A whole lot of rappers. He's not a credible source to come on here and calling her a conspiracy theory or whatever. She may be nuts and she may be not. I don't know. But if she says she had physical evidence, I want to see those cameras. Yeah. Okay. She said she was wearing body cam. Her girls was wearing body cam. Yeah. I mean, you got a point. I'm just saying though, if I bring somebody on a platform, you cannot control what they say. If I ask you a question, you don't have to answer that question, homie. Dude, you know what I mean? But most of these rappers, they're not educated enough to shut up. Correct. You know, a lot of these rappers are not educated. A lot of them are from the streets and they don't know how to protect their rights. And a lot of times also, I would notice that DJ Vlad would ask incriminating questions. And you don't have to answer. The cops ask you incriminating questions the same way your parents will ask you incriminating questions. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. DJ Vlad know how to play reverse psychology on these rappers. He would ask the question. If the rapper avoid that question, he would rephrase it in a different way to get the answers. Like I've noticed that it's almost like a interrogation kind of interview. It's not like an interview. You know what I mean? I just feel like, I don't know. Every time I hear these comments or the questions, he's always like fishing. He's fishing for evidence. Always fishing for evidence. He's more like a Fed. I don't see him as like an interviewer. I mean, the Feds make the best interviewers. They're the greatest interviewers. I believe they're paying him. Bro, I could bet a lot of money on it. I believe they are paying him. He's getting a lot of people indicted. He is. Hey, I mean, he solved the Tupac case to me. Because of Kiffy D went in his platform. He asked the right questions. Now Kiffy D is in jail, right? Which is rightfully so. And then we're trying to solve that Tupac murder, homie. I don't care if Diddy's behind it. Next, I want him to interview Jay Z and Beyoncé. I want him to ask the right question because Jaguar Wright is going in, sir. All right.
An album in 20 years. And a lot of this stuff is just stuff she's heard, things she's making up and so forth. I'm not saying that there aren't serious things that Diddy may have done, But yeah, I can't co-sign anything that Jaguar Wright is saying, if that's your question.
Well, I mean, obviously, since we last spoke, there have now been these charges against Diddy, which are incredibly serious. You didn't think at the time we last spoke that he was likely to face these charges. Are you surprised it's come to this?
I'm not surprised, because I feel that law enforcement in general is reactionary. I think that when you look at high-profile individuals, their arrests, indictments usually come after a documentary, a big TV show, or in Diddy's case, it was this huge lawsuit that Cassie filed that everyone got to see all the details and all the attention that came to it. So yeah, it wasn't a surprise that it actually happened, because you've seen this happen over and over again. R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, all the attention that they got, and then now Diddy. So yeah, I mean, this is ultimately the world that we live in. But he'll have his day in court. And, you know, his lawyer said that he's not going to take a plea deal, because I think a plea deal at this point is probably going to be very heavy-handed, probably 20 years plus. So it makes sense for him to go to court. But we'll ultimately see what happens, you know, because we haven't really seen, apart from some of the funny stuff of, oh, there's 1 million bottles of lube that they found there. I'm sorry, 1,000 bottles of lube and so forth. We have yet to really see what the evidence is. And I think once we see the actual evidence, then people will actually formulate an opinion on what's happening right now. Do
you think there's a lot of people in the rap world in particular who are pretty fearful right now of where this may all lead? Is it a bit like the Epstein scandal, do you think?
I don't really think so, because, I mean, ultimately, everyone wanted to go to Diddy's white parties when they were happening. You know, if I got an invite, I would go. But there's a party within a party. There's the actual party where the big celebrities go to, the Howard Sterns and the Leonardo DiCaprios and so forth. You never hear of any of them really being involved.
He's dry snitching. How babies pay attention. This is what James was talking about. He is dry snitching. Leonardo, he's throwing names out there. Like, how do you know?
He's throwing names. Yup.
He's throwing names out there. You know what I mean?
Throwing names
dry
out there. And now,
snitching at his best.
And now, if those people are dragged into it, they can't say they were not there, because he just confirmed that.
Although there were pictures. Although there were pictures, but for a person like you and I, we do our research and we do know who's kind of like in the list. But a lot of people that do not know, this is firsthand information right now. They're just gonna be like, oh, word, Leonardo? And Leonardo's already dating mad young chicks already, like that's like of age that we know of. But now people is really gonna look at him different, like, yo, DJ Vlad said, I mean.
Yeah, exactly. And he's saying he was there. So I don't know. DJ Vlad, man, I'm telling you, that guy, I don't know. Nah.
So before we go, your conclusion with this whole Diddy situation. Is Diddy doing decades in jail? Is he gonna come out? What's the next step for Diddy, James?
He's gonna bring a lot of people down so he could lessen his sentence. I think but he will do time. It's not that he won't do time, but I think he's looking at 20 years, maybe 15 years, if he's on good behavior and give at least 3 to 5 names. And Jay Z, I feel like is going to be one of them. I think he's going to do at least 15 years. I would say 15 to 20 maximum. But he's got to they're probably going to tell him, listen, give us at least 3 to 5 names. Give us 3 to 5 solid people, and we'll give you like 15 to 20. I think that's going to be the end result with him.
So I'm the feds, right? I already have heaps of evidence, another word of a lot of evidence, right, against him. You will already know who he's going to give if you have the tapes, alleged tapes. So if there's tapes of politicians, if there's tapes of president, like Jaguar was talking about Obama and all this craziness, right? She throw that in there too.
Really?
Yeah. So like Obama. I said, is she crazy? Is she a savant? Like, what are we talking about? So
we need the evidence, man. No more
That's
talk.
what I'm saying. We need to see discovery. We need to see discovery. Evidence. So you know the feds, they have a 99.9%, like, you know what I mean, arresting people and then doing the right thing, allegedly.
Yeah, convicting people.
Exactly. So before even Diddy talk, they're gonna approach Diddy like, yo, so we saw Obama on those tape allegedly, or we saw Leonardo on those tape allegedly. What else do you have for me?
Yeah, give us at least 5 names.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think he's gonna do 15 to 20. They're gonna freeze his assets. This guy is probably gonna come out in his probably mid 70s, 80s. But I think like other people are gonna come down. This story is about to get a lot bigger than what it is right now.
Fair enough. So you think he's gonna do less time than R. Kelly?
I believe he will, simply because like what they trying to do is bring more people down with him. So if they take everybody as a group, even Russell Simmons may be dragged into this.
They can do nothing about Russell. Russell is in Bali right next to me right now, homie. Like Russell is only 4-hour flight to where I'm at right now. Okay,
they're gonna take Russell Simmons. They're gonna take Jay Z and Beyonce.
Beyonce, though? Why Beyonce? What did Beyonce do? Maybe she was in a freak off party, but she probably was getting smashed.
A lot of these guys are gonna go down. So Diddy's gonna have to give at least minimum 5 people so he could do his 15 to 20. They're not just gonna give him 15 to 20. They're gonna say, listen, if you don't, you'll do at least 30 plus years, 50 years. But if he gives at least 5 names, I think he'll probably do 15, 20.
Yeah.
By the way, let me ask you, do you think this is connected to Ciroc, the company who owns Ciroc and Hennessy and all that stuff? Because that's the rumors. That he tried to.
Always gonna be conspiracies, homie. It went like. Well, you even said that up. You even said that the last time. Like, there's always gonna be conspiracies. So, yeah, maybe messing up with that liquor
that brand
like he was trying to buy, and then he talking about they racist and stuff like that. Maybe that could have sparked something. But at the end of the day, it's Cassie that set it off, homie. It's always a chick, usually a black chick, that take everything down, which is rightfully so.
I'm curious to know, like, if they paid her to go after him. You know what I mean? Like, if she got paid to go after him and then to start the case up. Because, again, Diddy was talking, I don't want to use the word reckless, but he was talking on a lot of black empowerment stuff, saying, like, we need our own political party. We need black parties. We need to have control. We need to have more power, etc. Yeah. And then because of that, and also that whole deal with Ciroc, he was trying to have 100% ownership. They didn't want to give it to him. They paid him $100 million and he wanted more. So I think he, I don't know, he had a dispute with that company and they're like, yo, we want to bring him down. So I'm curious to know if Cassie, whatever her name is, was a whole part of that deal. I'm just so curious, you know?
I mean, you might be right. You might be 100% right. But at the end of the day, bro, he shouldn't be doing half of the stuff that he was doing. What really destroy him worse is putting hands on her, 1, and 2, putting hands on her in public. The ego tripping in a hotel room, bro.
Yeah, I saw that video. I was
everywhere.
Like, oh, my
millionaire,
God.
billionaires or not. A lot of, even Forbes debunked the theory that he's a billionaire. I don't think he was a billionaire. But maybe then again, I'm hating. People will say, oh, you're hating on a black man. You know what I mean?
Well, billionaire status has nothing to do with, like, it's not solely on money. Mm-hmm. It's not solely on money. You got to think about, like, endorsements, virtual property, you know, things like that, contracts and all that stuff. Like, that's what predicts your net worth. It's not about, like, how much money you have in your bank account. So he probably was a billionaire. You understand what I'm saying? Like Jay Z. You know what I mean? Jay Z's reported
2.5 billion, sir. All right, put respect on Jay Z's name.
How much?
2.5 billion.
Okay, 2.5 billion. Like, for example, matter of fact, here's a better example. Kanye West. Remember, he was worth like $9 billion. So he said, he claimed, right? Yeah. But then guess what? That status was based on what? Yeezy contracts, you know, Adidas, Nike, and all that stuff. Yeah, it's more like virtual property and contracts, etc., endorsements. So yeah. So he probably was worth that. But at this point, I don't know, man. I think, like, a lot of this stuff is connected to Ciroc.
So just to answer Brenda said they shouldn't get a plea deal. So I don't know who's they.
Really?
Is she saying that Diddy shouldn't get a plea deal? Well, if Diddy's going to talk and bring down politician, people that's higher up, he will get a plea deal.
But you know what happens when you don't take a plea, right?
Yeah, if you fight he got the worst lawyers, son. He got the worst lawyers.
If you're not taking a plea, do you understand what that means? That you're gonna have to go and prove yourself innocent. That you're saying that all of this stuff is unreal.
It's BS, yeah.
It's all BS, and I'm gonna sue everybody. Then he could go out and go sue everybody for defamation.
Yeah.
So
but you gotta win that. You gotta win that.
When you take a plea deal, that's when you're saying like, okay, I'm guilty of some of this stuff. There's evidence of it. I'm willing to give a couple of people down. Like I'm willing to take a few people down with me. Give me a lesser sentence. But if you don't take a plea, that means that you're saying I'm 100% innocent and everybody's just going crazy.
Yeah. No, I mean,
and can he prove that? People have,
can't.
dude, with all the evidence against him, I don't know.
I'm not sure if that was he's only also creating a track record for every other lawyers that's about to sue him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when discovery come out, whatever the feds is going to prove, they're going to use that in their lawsuit. They're going to be like, well, you know, the feds said he's guilty of this, da-da-da-da-da. My client over here talking about he did this, da-da-da-da-da. There's a blueprint of what he's guilty on, Your Honor. You know what I mean? The same thing with the Trump situation. Trump lost about like 60 to 70 court cases about like the January 6th or like the fraud, you know what I mean? He didn't lose and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So now each lawyer after this, like each time they take him to court, they'd be like, look, you know what I mean? He did this. This is what it proved, da-da-da-da. They use that against him. Now, if Diddy, regardless, he's screwed. Plea deal or not, he's screwed.
Yep.
He's in a pickle, bro. He's in a pickle. So thank you so much, guys.
I want to see if Jay Z is gonna say something, but I hope he does it. I really hope he does not.
You really think so, man?
I really hope he does not. I really want him to not make any comments.
But okay, if he doesn't make comments, right, and then the NFL decide to drop him because of all the allegations that surround him, what you do in that situation?
I think that's when he's gonna speak out, or his lawyer's gonna speak out, is when he start to be threatening by the NFL and stuff like that. When his big contract starts to get affected, you're not gonna come out and make comments just because somebody making YouTube videos, Instagram posts, and all this stuff on social media about what you do, who you are involved with, and stuff like that. You're not gonna address those comments. You're gonna wait until like the NFL say, "Hey Jay, we need to talk."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's gonna wait for the big people to come after him, not this crazy girl.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean I agree to disagree in certain things. I like your perspective. You know what I mean? So, Cloud Babies, if this is your first time tuning in, like, subscribe, hit us in the comment. Let us know if we're crazy. Is Jaguar Wright crazy? Is she a savant? Is she going to go to Joe Rogan next? You know, Joe Rogan is going to put her in there for a 3-hour interview. She's going to spill the beans with more allegation. Now, check this out. One thing I forgot to ask, right? On the Piers Morgan interview, they took her name out the title. The title was different. This right here was different. You think somebody hit Piers Morgan? All it takes is one little phone call. Yo, Jaguar Wright was talking crazy. I'm gonna send you a cease and desist. What's up? So Piers now is like, all right, I'm just gonna put DJ Vlad in there on the title. You think that's possible?
I don't know, bro. I don't know what's possible at this point.
Yo, it is crazy. Cloud Babies, thank you so much for tuning in. It's not your first time. Like I said, like, subscribe, and hit the bell button. Hit us with a comment. Let us know what's going on. Also, hit the join button. We do these live every week. What's today for you, James? Today is Wednesday or Thursday morning?
Thursday morning.
Okay, cool. It's Thursday night for me, 10:23 p.m., which should be, what is this, 7 or 8:23 p.m. for you. So we do this every Thursday and Fridays, or Wednesday, Thursdays. Tune in